All right, everyone, welcome back to Duffy's channel. Figured I'd give an update to the channel, do something a little different. I'm going to talk about the Coleman CT200U-EX. So this has the stock engine in it. Did a couple mods to it, so let's take a look at these now. Luggage rack. I took off the front headlight and I put this Alpina LED headlight on, and what I basically did is just wired it up through the imitation gas tank there, and I have some wiring that goes inside. I used to hook it up to a small 12 volt battery that would fit in there, just any 12 volt, but I think what I'm going to do is wire it to one of the DeWalt battery packs. I have an extra one from some of my kids' toys over here. I do the conversion kits on those, but I just wanted to give I think this is like year 3 for me with this bike. So I just wanted to show some things that I've done and just an update on everything. So the main thing that I don't like are that these are rigid frames. So if you spotted it already, one of our latest mods to it was I took the seat bracket. The seat bracket usually is flat under here, and so I took that off. You could see it here, and I laid it flat and kind of rounded it over the edges. Just did some welds with some seat springs. So I took the original mount, put a washer on a bolt into the seat, and then I have the spring welded to the original bracket and kind of folded over the edge. This is the existing one. So you can see it moves it back about a ½ inch. And it does raise the seat up, but you know, when my big ass is sitting on it, it's great. So now I have, you know, modified rear suspension on it. Also threw this luggage rack on. This thing was great. It's probably a little bit cheaper now. I bought it when they first came out. This is great because sometimes I put a chainsaw or something on the back of there. Other than that, the bike is pretty much stock. I don't think, you know, I did put the switch this way. You see this just shitty wiring here. Put a switch for the headlight whenever I throw a battery in there, because you cannot see that stock light is basically garbage. So as far as the engine and the bike itself is concerned, I could tell that the brakes aren't like 100%. The newer models do have a disc brake in the rear, but they're also completely different looking than this one. They're red. The frame is a little bit bigger, but it's, in my opinion, they're not as comfortable as the CT200, this camo black one. The one thing that I do, you know, I always pretty much run it on regular gas. I don't do anything crazy to it. I would probably do an oil change as soon as you get it, and that pretty much goes with any engine, small engine. Just drain that shit out, because who the hell knows what's coming from China or whatever. Just drain it out, put the proper oil in there. Make sure you're staying on top of your oil changes. It doesn't take much, so you might as well do one every year, or even more frequently. So the one thing that I always do, 100%, you got to do it every time. And the bike is hot right now, but as you can see, my fuel switch is off. So when the bike is running, when you come back from a ride, just hop off the bike and turn the fuel off and let it run until it shuts off. That's going to empty all the gas in your carb. I've had it sitting outside under my porch here for 2-3 years, and I turned the gas back on. You gave it a couple pulls and it fired right up. There's not a single problem with it. So as far as this engine is holding itself together, it's amazing. I did just bite the bullet and I bought a carb kit and an exhaust, so there'll probably be a part 2 on this. But with the little governor spring, there's a governor spring under the tank. You just kind of have to lift it up and put a zip tie in there, and the throttle screw and all that stuff to get maximum throttle. I was just out and I clocked myself doing 26 miles an hour, and that's what, you know, it's with 0 mods. There's nothing on this thing. Oil change and the governor restriction. I think I was doing 20, and with the governor restriction, I'm doing 26. So Yeah, this thing's great. I really wish they made another version of this with the springs already in. Now they do sell a kit. It was crazy because right after I welded that all together, I just was on Amazon looking for parts, and they make a rear seat spring kit for it now. It's like 60, 70 bucks. So if you guys are like me, you got a bad back, that is 100% worth the money. It's a whole new configuration. It doesn't raise the seat up as much. So if you like the lower seat, go ahead and get that kit. I highly suggest that kit. Out of anything, if I was going to do anything to this bike, that would be probably my first purchase, is get that spring kit. Front shocks are good. I might do that mod in the future where I add like a restrictor inside there, change the oil out. But I haven't really had a need for it. Right now, I still have the stock tires on it. I have some studs that are still, you can see I had them studded. You know, there's one or two still left in there every once in a while. Definitely the whole front is still loaded with studs. I need that because I cruise around in the winter time too. I like to go out when there's like an inch of snow on the ground. So, but I think because I have my four-wheeler now, I'm gonna just turn this into like a cruiser. So I'm not gonna go with the knobby tires. I'm gonna get more of like a street tire. And you know, hopefully the carb and the exhaust kit will be pretty cool. Maybe I'll get a few more miles of speed, you know, bring it from 26, hopefully like close to 30. That's really as fast as you want to go on this thing. If you're doing the Predator swaps with all the other crazy stuff, you're probably going to need to do some more mods to the brakes and all that. But yeah, this is the review, guys, of the Coleman CT200. It's a great looking bike. Of course, I'm always rocking my protection while I'm out there. I have laid this thing down, almost broke my elbow, like my arm or something. But yeah, I'm always wearing a helmet because these things will toss you when you lose the rear wheel out, you know, flying around a corner or something. So wear your helmets, and if you guys are thinking about getting this bike, I definitely highly suggest it. It's great. The thing it's held up even with 3 years of sitting. Just turn the fuel back on, give it a couple pulls, and you're back on the road. All right, guys, we will see you on the next one.